to get on because I know the stuff that we talked about the other day. I thought it'd be good because I get a lot of parents, man, that say what you say. I was literally on the field last night. We got another kid that's getting ready to join the receiver.
Yeah.
He the real deal. Mom is homeschooling. She's kind of fed up with the school system too. And I'm like, man, I'm starting to see a consistent theme here. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get somebody I trust on here to kind of break this down, kind of, go through and say why they're frustrated and all that. But let's start like this. So how did you find this? What attracted you to PPT? Why did you want to bring Hayden in? What were all those things?
So we actually found you because he was researching stuff on the website because he was getting fed up with the schools and stuff first because he was seeing things with the inside and he was like, Mom, this guy's legit. Like, let's do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, yeah, he's legit. Let's do it. And so we met with you and immediately within like the first like 15 minutes, he's like, Mom, this guy like knows what he's talking about. He's been to the top. Like he knows what he's doing and he cares. Like this isn't a game to him. He cares about us and seeing us succeed. And I was like, I see that. And even my husband was like, yeah, this guy's legit. Like this is
that's
legit.
my guy out there. I love Mr. Morris. Man, you said something that was funny. You said he brought it to you first. He did the research. What did he see in the school? Like, what was the things that he was talking about and complaining about? He didn't like. What was that?
He was getting frustrated because like he was putting in the work and the coaches would be like, oh, you're, good job. But then he consistently got overlooked and he got consistently like put down for other kids. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, what else do I have to do? I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the time. I'm being respectful. I'm doing everything you're asking of me. And you're basically saying like, bye, like get on this. And it was like, okay, what the heck? Like, why are we doing this?
Right.
And so it frustrated him. He's like, I'm sick of, he goes, because I'm putting my body through this for them. And they're just like, they could act like they don't care. And I was like,
that's crazy. That's
all
crazy.
Right. I said, I was like, okay.
Okay. So y'all came out. All right. So now you got to break it down like this. You got to break it down from a parent standpoint. All right. Mm-hmm. So from a parent, what were the things that you were seeing, the things that gave you cause for pause? You're like, all right, I don't know about this. And then what finally pushed you over there? Like, you know what? I'm through. I'm done. Like, well, what were those things for you?
So a lot of it was I started noticing what he was saying. I was like, oh, he is doing that. Like they are pushing him off to the side. Or I was seeing like the disrespect from other kids and it was being overlooked by these coaches. And they were just like, they were still rewarding the kids who were disrespectful. And I'm like, you're supposed to be building up young men and you're teaching kids to be disrespectful and get away with it and get rewarded. And I'm like, this isn't cool. No. And I'm like, you're putting, and I'm watching him put everything he has into this sport because he loves it. Like this is his outlet and this is his release. And I'm watching him give everything. I mean, broken bones, sweat, blood, tears, all of it. And he's just getting nowhere. And I was just like, I can't. And that's for me, seeing him like give it his all. And then it felt like he was just getting brushed off. I was like, God, this is hard. This is hard. And everyone doubts him because of his size. And I'm like, don't doubt him because he will show up. Like he has the heart. Like I always say he's like unicorn because like he's just this special kid. And I'm like, and he has a heart that's bigger than, and I promise you, don't doubt him because of his size. Like he's going to show you like why it doesn't matter.
Yep. And that's what I noticed when he came out, man. Because he started complaining about that, or not complaining about that, but he mentioned that. I mean, and I was like, well, if you make plays, you make plays. What difference does it make, right? Okay, so you said something about like, he played through pain. You talked about like the disrespect. You told me a story last time we talked about a 7-on-7 tournament.
Yes.
And one of the players said, so I know a lot of parents go through this issue, or they witness a lot of these type of episodes that pop up. Kind of explain what happened a little bit, but just why that kind of turned you off, and it really just kind of set or was a catalyst for, you know what, we need to make a change. What was that?
So we were at the 7-on-7 game, and it's a younger coach, and they were standing on the field getting ready to go out, and we were on offense, and the kid looked at the coach and said, "You're an ugly bitch," and the coach laughed about it, and then goes, "Go out there and play," and I was like, whoa, wait a second.
And this is his own player, correct?
This is his own player.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
not only was it his own player, like, he did it in front of other teams, like, other coaches
Yeah.
from other schools, and to watch that as a parent, I'm like, you made it look like our kids are disrespectful and rude and have no discipline, and they're
Yep.
rewarded for it, and to that, I was just like, "No, I can't this can't fly," and
Right.
because 'cause
Right.
I've taught my son, like, even if you don't like the adult, you respect the adult, like, they're
Right.
an adult.
Exactly. Exactly.
They deserve respect, and he knows that I don't play that game, and so for him, even him watching it, he's like, "Wait a second," like, then he gets rewarded and gets to go play with, like, the varsity players and get, all the things, and it's
Hmm.
like, "So we just taught this kid to be disrespectful, you get rewarded." And we
Right.
showed the other schools that you know, we have no discipline,
Right.
and
Exactly.
it's like and they're talked about, like, he went to that FBU Top Gun showcase, and there
Yep.
was kids there that when he told them what school he went to, they said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, they apologized to him for the school that he went to because they've heard about how bad the school is. I was
Yep.
like,
Yep. Interesting, isn't it?
"Yeah."
Interesting dynamic, isn't it? And
Yes, it
then, and
is.
then I know you called me a while back. I want to say this is maybe January, where you told me that how he broke his back or there was an issue with his back, but it's not necessarily injuries happen because we know that happens no matter what. That's just
Yeah.
the rate of the game. But you're talking about the way the high school handled that. Kind of expand on that and kind of what were your fears and what were the biggest concerns just from high school and how they addressed that.
So, it goes back so before he even got injured, we saw an issue, and we saw that there was an issue on the line and they weren't blocking, and we're like, "Hey,
Hmm.
this is gonna get someone hurt and
Hmm.
badly, like, this needs to be addressed."
Hmm.
The coaches brushed me off and, like, basically and then when West spit facts at them, they're like, "Oh, oh," like, they didn't even know. They weren't even watching their own games. They weren't even paying attention, and
Yeah.
then they were like, "Oh." Fast forward 3 weeks, Hayden's the one that gets hurt. He goes into the
Yeah.
drive, the
Yeah.
kid doesn't block, and he gets hurt, and he
Hmm.
fractured his spine in 2 spots.
Yep.
I went to the coach and I was like, "Hey, Hayden fractured his spine. This is what's going on." He says, "I'm gonna be praying for him and we're gonna do whatever we can to help him through this injury." He then goes up to my
Yep.
son and says, "So you
Yep.
have a concussion?" And I was like, and so I was like,
Yep.
everything that I feared was coming true because these coaches just didn't care.
Yep.
They don't care what they do. They don't care that they get kids hurt. They don't care what the injuries are. And then some of the other coaches, like, he was in a back brace and they went up and, like, slapped him on the back. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you not like, why is
Right.
this an issue?" And so
Right.
then he got cleared to come back and start working out some, but he had to be on limitations, of course, because it's a
Hmm.
spine fracture.
Yep.
And I was so scared because I was like, "They didn't even care in the beginning, so how are they gonna care now? How are
Right.
they gonna treat him different? Like, how is this gonna work?" And exactly what happened, they were screaming at him, they were yelling at him, and they were getting upset with him because he was having to do modifications, and they got him re-injured, and I was like, "And
Yeah.
now you set him back because we were set to start with you sooner, and they set
Yep.
him back months because of what they did." And then they even said, "Oh, it's just a sprain, it's just a herniated disc," and Hayden's like, "No, no, 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 like, I fractured
Right.
my back, like,
Like I
this
broke my back. Right. Yeah.
back." And, like,
Right.
the high school trainer had to say, like, "Dude, y'all are wrong." Like, the trainer
Yeah.
left the school because she was tired of seeing what these coaches were doing. And I'm like,
And that says a
every
lot right there. If you have to leave your job, yeah, because
yes.
morally you can't side with it. Yep.
Mm-mm. And it was just like everything that I was seeing, like they had no respect for the injury. They had no knowledge of the injury. It was
Hmm.
like not a big deal, like whatever. And to me, I'm like, how are you a high school football coach? How are you a coach in general? And you don't know the difference between a concussion and a fractured back? Like
Right.
that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
then
bad. That's bad. You can't defend
it's
that. That's bad.
oh so
Yeah.
bad. And I'm
Yep.
like, listen, I know I have a medical background, but still, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you just can't. And then the biggest thing that my fear was is that there was going to be retaliation because one, I
Hmm.
said something, and two, I spoke out when he got his back hurt,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what has happened. They have
Wow.
retaliated to the extreme level to the point that the other kids are now giving him crap. The
Right.
other kids are like saying, "Oh, well, you're just this." And I was like, the coaches created a negative space
Yeah.
for everything. I mean, they have not only have they created a negative space, like they're hiding hate, like the fact that they're hiding hazing, like
Right. Right.
it's a toxic environment
Yeah. Yep.
unless there's a few kids that it's not happening to, because we have found out that little bonuses are being pushed from parents to
Really.
coaches. Yes. And I
Oh
was
wow.
like,
Like you get into some deep stuff now. Like, oh, wait
yeah,
a minute. Like,
yeah. Like we found out that like these coaches were getting some bonuses on the side from parents. And I'm like,
hmm,
oh, that makes a lot of sense now why this is
interesting.
happening. And
Interesting.
so you hear that, and then it's like, okay, then it's a toxic environment. The wrong kids are being like pushed to the top.
Yep.
And then you're here, and it's like you're watching a kid give everything and get treated like crap. And then
Yeah.
one day the coach is like, man, I'm here for you. Like, we got this. You're going to do great. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
And then the next day they're like, who are you? What's your name again? Or
Yeah.
they won't even acknowledge their presence. And I'm like, no, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. So you guys came to us and you know you got to be around the coach, and I know that he's like the coach and all that. What is just expand upon your experience with us? You know, you've been through the 7-on-7, the national team side. You know, you guys are back in the program now. Just what's your experience like? What have been the highs? What have you liked? What have you disliked? What are those things?
Okay, there's not been anything that I've disliked. Like nothing. Like everything has been so above board, and just
Hmm.
the honestly how much y'all cared about these kids. Like you were tough, but you were understanding and you taught him something. Like he learned
Hmm.
so much from all of y'all. And like even
Hmm.
the minor details, to look for minor things that make a whole difference in the game. And like
Right.
y'all gave them that push to believe in himself even more so, and gave him confidence that like he never had before. Like he was
Right.
good and he knew he knew that, but it was like y'all took him to that next level of like, that
Hmm.
breakthrough of taking where his talent and pushing it up higher.
Right.
And as a parent, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a coaching staff be able to take a kid and harness their talents and push them to that next level.
Right.
And
Right.
every one of y'all did that. Y'all, you corrected when it was you needed to be corrected, but you encouraged and you had that balance between coach and friend and educator and all of the things. That balance was there, and
Hmm.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
We drive. It's like an hour and 30 minutes from where we
Yeah,
live
yeah, yeah. Y'all
over
are coming
there.
from y'all are coming from a distance, man. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
They
like,
close. Like yeah,
and like he was excited about it. Like he's like, I can't wait to get over there. I can't. Like he was
yeah,
so. I saw a different kid because y'all did it that way. Like
yeah.
there was encouragement. There was structure. There was, and it wasn't about like. Yes, everybody's good. The kids that are on the team are great and great athletes.
Hmm.
But you showed them that it's about character, it's about respect, it's about athleticism, it's about all of the things. And you and all of the coaches, all of the staff, nobody ever did the whole like, if there was people acting out of character, y'all took care of it. Like there was no
Hmm.
like disrespect. It was like you're gonna be respectful, and it was always taken care of. And that was a
Hmm.
big thing as a parent who saw the other side of that. That was a big deal for me watching.
Yeah.
And for Wes, he even said like, he goes, I just like that they'll get onto them. They'll make them work. And like they make
Hmm.
them do the stuff. And they're like, you're not gonna just say no. You're not gonna give up. You're gonna keep going.
Yep.
And that was a big
Yep.
deal to have that push, like, get on it,
Yeah.
go,
And trying to
go.
push them because I ask every kid, what do you want to do? Hey, well,
Yep.
I want to start in varsity. Cool. I want to be college. Cool. I want to go pro. Okay. Well, this
Mm-hmm.
is what it takes. And so you
Yep.
getting the coaching staff together to put that, that have been in those experiences. Hey man, we're not talking taking anything less than the standard. This
Yep.
is what it is, right? So if you had to, I'll ask this last question. If you had to tell any parent who's on the fence, right? So we've had, like I told you earlier, we had some parents that, all right, we're going homeschool now, or we've had some other parents that are like, man, I know this program is not right. I know this high school is not doing right, but I don't know if I should leave. What should I do? What would you tell those parents?
The biggest thing is trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Like
Hmm.
if you're seeing it and you're feeling it, your kid's feeling it. And like as I've learned through like being with you, like there's other things out there. They don't have to play high school football.
No.
And, you know, yeah, they want to do it for like the gym, and they want to do it for the friends, and they want to do it for all the
Yep.
things. And it's like, okay, but it's just when it's toxic, it's not worth it. And if your
Hmm.
gut's telling you it's toxic, then it's probably toxic. Like,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it. Like, make that step. It's worth it, because you will see your kid like just hit a whole new level and strive and
Yeah.
actually reach those goals. Because the biggest thing is when there is a toxic environment and the coaches aren't doing what they're supposed to do, they're not going to put that effort into your
No.
kids. I
No.
mean, it just in a short time we're around you and like being with the program, he's already been exposed to college people that he would never have gotten exposed to
Hmm.
just staying with the under these coaches. Like, it wouldn't
Right.
have happened. And
Right.
so I think like step out and just trust your gut, because there's a reason you have it. Trust it and go for it, because there's a reason you feel that way.
I
There's a
love it.
reason that that's going on.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, look, man, I think your story's good. You know, I really wanted to get it on camera because I'm telling you, the amount of conversations that I've had, I'm like, man, people need to know that they're not by themselves, that they're not
Mhm.
alone in this, right? Especially you hear the horror stories like on your end, right? But man, I appreciate it. You know, I think a lot of parents are going to get some help out of this and help them
Yeah.
make decisions, right? So I
Yes.
appreciate it, man. Make sure you
Absolutely.
guys are tuned in and ready to go, and we'll see you on the next one.